Okay, so now let's calculate the slope. All right, the slope, which we denote m, right, that goes through 2 points. Okay, so the first one is going to be, I'm going to give you 2 points, 2, -1, and 3, 5. Now, you can graph this quickly, you don't have to, but I'll go ahead and graph it just to make a point. No pun intended, to make a point, but I'm having too much fun. Okay. Okay, that's my y-axis. So x-axis, y-axis. So quickly, pretend I have graph paper, 2, -1, 3, and okay, let's just say 5's over here. If I graph this line, right, I get that line, right? Just by plotting 2 points, right? I'm not given an equation. I can just connect the dots. Okay, but now you want to find the slope of this line, right? You want to find, okay, there's your rise, right? This guy, what's the distance, right? Rise over run. And if you have graph paper, which you will in class, this is nice because you can literally just count the squares. Okay, so again, this is supposed to be 5, right? So it looks like 5, and then maybe, again, I don't have graph paper, but you can literally count. But if not, sometimes they're fractions, we can just use a slope formula, right? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And let's see, what do we have? This is our y2, right, the 5, minus y1. Right, if you want to label these guys, right, x1, y1, right, and this guy is x2, y2. If that's too cumbersome, sorry about that. So y2, 5 minus is part of the formula, minus a what? A -1. Make sure to put parentheses between 2 negatives. All over the difference between the x's, which just looks like not 3. It's 3 minus 2. So again, negative times negative is positive. So this is really 5 plus 1 over 1, or 6 over 1, which is really 6. Okay, so this is my slope, which obviously is positive. So this means that the distance from here to here is 6. And the run, right, it's just 1. And again, in my picture, you know, it looks like more than 1. But again, I'm not using graph paper, so that's why it's a little bit, it's inaccurate. But that's our slope. Let's do B. So B is 1, 3 and 5, 1. Oh, and one thing I want to mention, it's positive, right? So if you are standing on this line and you're moving from left to right, right, you're going up. So the line is increasing. That's a nice way to verify that it makes sense. So let's calculate the slope for this line. So y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1, and I get -2 over 4, which is just -1/2. So this is my slope, which obviously is negative, so that means my line should be, that says decreasing. And I mean, again, you don't have to sketch it, but it doesn't hurt to confirm your answer. So 1, okay, 1, 2, 3, there's 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1. So obviously if we connect the dots, right, pretend I'm using a nice ruler or straight edge, the line's decreasing, right? If you're standing right here and you're on a skateboard, I mean, you're from left to right, that's how we read graphs, right? You're falling down, or as the book, I'm glad I actually said that word, right? this graph is falling, right? Because you're literally falling, right? And this graph, just to use the terminology, here you're rising, right? You're rising, you're, basically going up the stairs. That's really what the slope is. It's just a staircase. Okay, and one more example, or maybe two, but let's see. Okay, so 5 minutes. -2, comma 4 and 5, comma 4. Okay. Notice the the y values are exactly the same. That means that this is a special line. Well, which special line is it? Is it a vertical line or is it a horizontal line? Well, you can just plot the points and you'll see the actual line. So -2, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4. Well, this is still 4, right? And if you connect the dots, you get a straight horizontal line, right? And so what's the slope of this line? I mean, without even using the formula, whoops, I may want white. So if you're standing on this line and you're either moving left or right, are you going up or are you going down? And here it's neither, right? You're not going up and you're not going down. You're not changing. So this case, your slope is 0, right? You're not moving up or down. So that's it for slope. And whoops, let me move up. Let's see, done 3, right? Okay, so let's do the last one. And the last one is 1, comma 3 and 1, comma -2. Okay, here notice the x's are they're repeating. So you can probably guess, which line we're gonna graph. Well, we just saw a horizontal line, so it's probably gonna be the other one, right? A vertical line. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, -2, right? And if you connect those, okay, that's horrible. This should be a straight line, a vertical line, right? Erase that. And what's the slope of this line? The slope is undefined. Again, just put yourself on the line. You cannot walk up a wall or even down without hurting yourself. So if we pinch this a little bit, if we actually use the formula, we get y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you'll notice that, right, you get a 0 here, and it doesn't really matter what number is on top. I mean, I'll write -5, but this is bad, right? If 0 is on the bottom, we cannot discuss this because there is no, again, undefined, no definition for this. Okay, that is calculating slope.